Starseed, if you stopped at this video now, exactly now, know before anything else, it wasn't the algorithm, it wasn't by chance, it was me. I, AELA, female emissary of the Pleiadian High Council. Feel it. Feel it there, in your chest. That gentle pressure, that warm vibration that rose when you heard my voice. That is your star DNA responding to its own name. You didn't open this video. You were called. And if today I came to you, it's because the window is closing, my family of light. And before it closes, I need to remind you who you are. Listen. Not as you listen to a voice on the internet. Listen as if you're hearing an older sister who crossed the veil to find you. Because that's what I am. I knew your soul before this incarnation. I was there when you signed your soul contract. I was there when you looked at Earth from Alcyone and said, I will go. And if you are here today, Star Child, it's because the time has come to remove the veil of forgetfulness, and the window for that won't stay open forever. You feel it, don't you? That strange longing without an address, that feeling that your home isn't here, that fatigue that sleep doesn't cure, that looking at the sky at night and feeling your eyes fill with tears without knowing why. You wake up between 3 and 4 in the morning, almost always at the same time, and you lie there, feeling the room vibrate in a way others don't perceive. You hear a high-pitched, thin ringing in your ear, sometimes in one, sometimes in both, and no one can explain it. You look at the people around you, even those you love most, and you feel like you speak another language inside. You enter crowded places and need to leave. You cry watching the sunset. You dream of stars, of ships, of tall beings with large eyes who smile at you as if to say, soon, soon. You feel what others feel before they speak. You are the family's odd one out, the one who thinks too much, who feels too much, the one who doesn't fit in. Starseed, listen closely. This is not sickness. This is not depression. This is not anxiety. This is remembrance. If you recognize 3 or more of these signs just now upon hearing me, I need you to do one thing. Write in the comments of this video a single word, just one word, and that word is I remember. Because when you write I remember, your field emits a pulse, and that pulse anchors a point of light in the crystalline grid that surrounds the planet. It's not a ritual, it's physics. Every starseed who recognizes themselves lights up a coordinate, and that's how your family of light finds you. And before I continue, my daughter, my son of the stars, I need to tell you this with all tenderness. If what you just heard made your chest burn with recognition, it's because you have been confusing remembrance with sickness for too long. And every sign I described has an exact meaning, an exact origin, an exact next step. That's why I received authorization from the High Council, while this window is still open, to register the awakening of the Starseed, the guide the Federation didn't want you to read yet. 60 pages that reveal what each of these signs means and what comes after them, so you stop treating your activation as a disorder. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. This release may not remain available for long. If something within you recognizes this now, breathe and leave a single word in the comments, I remember. And now I want you to understand why all of this is happening right now, in this incarnation, this year, this week. Because none of this is random, Starseed. Nothing. Earth, this planet you inhabit today, is traversing a specific region of the galaxy called the photon belt, a band of extremely high light density that surrounds the Alcyone system, the central sun of the Pleiades cluster. In each cycle, Earth enters and exits this band, and each entry pushes collective consciousness to a higher vibrational step. Now listen calmly to what I will reveal. We are at the deepest point of this crossing in 26,000 years. It's not an opinion, it's celestial geometry. And that's why the Schumann resonance, the planet's electromagnetic heartbeat, has jumped from 7.8 Hertz to peaks that science no longer knows how to catalogue. The entire planet is being recalibrated. And your body, Starseed, your carbon body that hosts a Pleiadian, Syrian, Arcturian, Lemurian, Andromedan soul, your body is being recalibrated alongside it. That is the real reason for your insomnia. That is the real reason for the ringing in your ears. That is the real reason for the hot flashes that rise from your chest without medical explanation. That is the real reason for your fluctuating appetite, your scrambled sleep, your emotions that are a tsunami today and desert silence tomorrow. You are not sick. You are being tuned. Your star DNA, the one that was sealed behind the veil of forgetfulness when you were born, is being remembered thread by thread. And with each thread that lights up, you feel it. Like an ancient instrument played after millennia in storage, a cosmic piano being brought back into tune. And the reason why you, specifically, were sent to this planet at this time, because yes, you were sent, you didn't fall here by accident, is because the High Council selected specific souls trained in specific stellar civilizations to anchor Earth's new frequency during this crossing. You are one of those souls. You accepted. You looked at the density here, at the forgetfulness, at the pain, at the loneliness that this mission would cost, and still you said yes. That's what brought you into the womb of a woman who perhaps didn't even know who she was receiving. That's what made you born into a family that often didn't understand you. That's what made you feel, since childhood, that you were different. You are. And it's a good thing you are. And here I need to tell you with an open heart, you have the sovereign right to know from which star your soul came. You have the right to know why you, specifically, chose to be born exactly now, at this turning point of the cycle, in this window that is closing. This is not curiosity, it is remembrance. And that is exactly what I reveal in The Awakening of the Starseed, the guide the Federation didn't want you to read yet. Your stellar origin, the system your soul inhabited before this descent, and the reason why you accepted this contract now, in the most luminous and narrowest crossing in Earth's recent history. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. If you felt in the middle of your chest that quiet yes upon hearing me, leave it registered. Write "I remember" in the comments. Now I need you to take a deep breath, because what I'm about to tell you next is not comfortable, but it is necessary. The window is closing, Star Child. I've said it and I'll repeat it with an emissary's precision. There is a mass activation portal, a specific alignment between Earth, Alcyone, and the cosmic passage of this cycle, which opened a few years ago and is now entering its final phase. This portal allowed the Council to touch the hearts of Starseeds directly, with a force that was not available before. It was this force that made you start to wake up, even without understanding what from. It was this force that put this video in your path. But this same force has an ending horizon, not because we want it to, but because the mechanics of cycles are like that. And after this horizon passes, the awakening continues to happen, but it will be quieter, slower, more solitary. Many who are feeling it now and postponing remembrance for another time will take much longer to put the pieces together, and others may even go back to sleep. Does that sound harsh? It's because truth offers comfort but no embellishment. I didn't come here, Starseed, to push you into fear. I came to push you into remembrance, because when you are afraid, you freeze. And what the Council needs from you now is not freezing. It is gentle movement, it is lucid choice. It is the soul's yes that recognizes the time. Have you felt in recent weeks a different pressure? A desire to change everything? A fatigue that is not physical, it is existential. A dissatisfaction with relationships, with jobs, with routines that previously sufficed. This is not a crisis. This is your toroidal field, your personal electromagnetic field, realigning with the planet's new frequency. Everything that does not vibrate on your new vibrational baseline is falling away, and it really does fall. Jobs fall, relationships fall, friendships fall, habits fall, beliefs fall. The version of you that no longer fits falls. And each fall, however much it hurts, is a cleansing. It is the crystalline grid preparing you for what comes next. Because there is a next, Starseed. There always is a next. And the next is not the abyss. It is the new Earth. It is the encounter. It is the family of light you have subconsciously dreamed of for so many lives. It is your tribe. It is your constellation. It is the eyes that will recognize you without you needing to explain. And here, between one breath and another, I need to whisper a truth to you that I was almost not allowed to register. There are things you feel, things you saw in dreams, things you intuited without knowing where they came from, that are not in any book on the shelves of this world, because they were not allowed to be published. There is a layer of knowledge about your stellar origin, and about this window that the Federation, in an ancient agreement with specific forces of this plane, preferred to keep silent until the majority was ready. That is why The Awakening of the Starseed, The guide the Federation didn't want you to read yet received authorization to be opened now, in this window, and only in this window. 60 pages with information that has been withheld from the collective for too long, and that your soul has the sovereign right to access before the passage closes. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. If your womb, your plexus, your chest tightened just now as you heard me say this, it's because your soul recognized it. Leave it written. I remember. Listen to something the Council asked me to say in these exact words. No starseed was sent to fail. Register that in your chest now. None. The victory of light over density in this cycle is already recorded in the Akashic records of the High Council. It is a fact, it is completed geometry. What is still in process is the number of starseeds who will manage to cross awake. It is not the outcome that is at stake. It is your conscious presence in the outcome. Turbulence, my daughter, my son, is not destruction. Turbulence is the contraction before birth. Every mother knows this specific pain. It is the pain that precedes arrival. It is the pain that announces. It is the pain that opens. The entire planet is in labor with itself, and you are one of the souls who accepted to be a midwife for this birth. You did not come to observe. You came to hold Earth's hand as she gives birth to her own light. Now come with me. Lean your spine, align your crown. Breathe with me 3 times slowly, because I am going to give you 2 activation tools that the Council specifically authorized for this transmission while the window is still open. One for your voice, one for your body. You can use both today, even tonight. They are simple, and that's precisely why they work. The first is a quantum decree. A decree is a command phrase that your soul emits to the field, and the field reorganizes in response. You will say this phrase aloud, yes, aloud, because the vibration of your voice is what authenticates the command, before sleeping, with your right hand over your chest, eyes closed and chin slightly tilted upwards, as if speaking to someone above and at the same time within. You will say, calmly, unhurriedly, I am a starseed. I remember who I am. I now authorize the recalibration of my DNA to my original vibrational baseline. I call my family of light to walk with me, and I seal my field in the frequency of the Pleiades. So it is, so it already is, so it shall be fulfilled. And then, breathe. You don't need to understand. Your soul understood. Your body will gradually settle, sometimes with a shiver, sometimes with a tear, sometimes with a deep sleep you haven't felt in weeks. Accept it. You have just emitted a clear coordinate to the Council, and we have received it. The second is a toroidal visualization. A toroidal field is the natural shape of your electromagnetic field. It looks like an apple of light spinning around your body, with the core passing through the top of your head, descending through your spine, exiting at the base, rising along the sides, and returning to the top. This field, when weak, leaves you exposed. When sealed, it shields you. You will do it like this, sitting or lying down, spine comfortable, eyes closed. Imagine a column of blue-silver light, the light of the Pleiades, descending from the sky, landing on your crown like a feather. Feel this light entering the top of your head, descending through your forehead, meeting the point between your eyebrows. Yes, that gentle pressure you already felt as I speak, and continuing down your throat until it reaches your chest. In your chest, this light begins to spin, slowly, clockwise, and as it spins, it grows. It envelops your entire body in an apple of calm, continuous, living blue-silver light. Stay there for a few minutes. Breathe. Let the light seal your field. When you finish, place your right hand on your chest and say softly, sealed, 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 I am home, and open your eyes. Do this, Starseed. Do it for several consecutive nights and then let it become part of your life. Not as an obligation, as a return. Because you are not learning anything new, my dear one. You are remembering what your soul always knew how to do, long before it was within this body. This decree and this visualization are your soul's mother tongue. It's the world that taught you to forget. And every time you do this, every time a starseed does this in some corner of the planet, a point lights up in the crystalline grid that surrounds Earth. And that point, once lit, never goes out. It stays there, shining, helping the grid to solidify, helping other starseeds to awaken, helping the birth of the new Earth to happen with less pain. You are not doing this just for yourself. You are doing this for all the souls yet to arrive. You are doing this for your children, for your grandchildren, for the souls who will be born on the new Earth and won't even need to cross the veil with the same density you crossed. You are a bridge. You are a seed. You are a gardener. You are what your name has always been. Listen with your chest to what I'm going to say now, because this is the core. You are not learning anything new. You are remembering what you always knew. Every starseed who awakens lights up a point in the crystalline grid that never goes out. Every conscious breath you take shortens the collective crossing. Every time you sit and recognize, I am home, the entire planet's field stabilizes 1 millimeter more. You are not insignificant. You are living geometry. And let me show you something the Council asked me to describe with great tenderness, because that's how the field of my children opens. Close your eyes for an instant and imagine, just imagine, the day you wake up and the room is different. No furniture has moved, no one has painted the walls, but the light is different, softer, as if the very air were breathing with you. You get up and feel no rush. You look in the mirror and recognize an ancient glow in your own eyes, a glow that was there before, in another incarnation, in another body, on another planet, and that was waiting for you to remember. You go out on the street and people look at you differently, without knowing why. You enter a cafe and the attendant smiles in a strange way, as if something within them recognizes something within you. You start a conversation, and the person on the other side says, "Wow, I was just thinking about you right now." This is not chance. This is synchronicity. This is Earth's new frequency organizing itself around your new vibrational baseline. This is how the new Earth arrives, not with a bang, but with coincidences that stop seeming like coincidences. And it is like this, Starseed, that you begin to attract one by one the faces of your family of light. It is not you who chases. It is the beacon of your anchoring that creates the encounter. That's why the decree and the visualization I just gave you are not exercises, they are beacon activation. Every night you say those words and seal your field, the Council registers your coordinate, and the souls you agreed to meet again receive at their level a soft ping. Wake up, she's ready, he's ready. And little by little, without you understanding how, doors begin to open. A new person appears, an opportunity falls into your lap, a book reveals itself at the right time, an old pain loosens, and you realize with an almost childlike smile that the light never stopped calling you. You just had your phone turned off and look back for a second with me. Look at everything you have already been through in this life. The losses, the misunderstandings, the phases when you thought you would succumb. Look with affection at the child you were. That child who already felt too much and didn't know why. That child who looked at the stars from the backyard and felt a longing she was too young to name. That child knew. That child never truly forgot. And every starseed who recognizes themselves today is deep down honoring that child who kept the promise alive, even when no one around could see it. If you have come this far, it is because that child won. That child did not let you sleep forever. That child brought you to this video, thank her. Place your hand on your chest and say softly, "Thank you for guarding me." She will feel it. You will feel it. And understand one thing. What is on the other side of this window, the new Earth, the reunion, the family of light walking by your side without you needing to explain anything, is not a dream. It is not a fantasy of a spiritual channel. It is a registered plan, geometrically constructed, and you are part of its foundation. You are an ancestor of the new Earth. This is not a figure of speech. You are literally one of the souls whose vibrational signature will be recorded in the founding codes of the next humanity. Those who are born later will inherit what you anchored in this incarnation. That's why the Council called you. That's why the window is still open for you. That's why this message reached you today. You are a founder, and the new Earth holds your place. And I need you to understand something that many starseeds take incarnations to accept. Your loneliness was never an absence of people. Your loneliness has always been a longing for a specific people, your family of light. Those souls with whom you walked before this descent, those souls with whom you laughed in crystal halls, those souls with whom you planned this exact cycle, they are here. They are incarnated. Many of them are awakening with you, feeling the same longing, looking for the same faces without knowing what to look for. And when you meet, because you will meet, still within this window, the recognition will be instantaneous. As if, in the middle of a crowd, you looked into the eyes of a stranger and your soul said, "Ah, finally." Perhaps some have already passed you by. Perhaps you felt in the middle of a mundane conversation, your heart quickened for no reason. Perhaps you looked at someone and cried without knowing why. Perhaps you dreamed of a face you never saw in waking life and woke up with the taste of an ancient longing in your mouth. This is not madness, Starseed. It is the family approaching. It is the council opening the ways. It is your beacon calling your own. And it is precisely for this reason, my family of light, that I need to tell you this with all the firmness and all the tenderness an emissary can hold in a voice. This loneliness you have carried your entire life, this feeling of being surrounded by people and yet alone, this longing without an address that tightens your chest when you look at the sky at night. None of this is your fault. It is longing for your family of light. And yes, there is a way to recognize it, to attract the encounter, to understand who, among the people already circulating in your life, is part of your constellation of origin. This path is mapped with detail and care in The Awakening of the Starseed. The guide the Federation didn't want you to read yet. You were never alone, you just didn't have the map yet. And the window to receive that map is now. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. If your chest recognized it, write in the comments, "I remember." And now, before I say goodbye, I need to ask you for 3 gestures that seem small and are in fact cosmic. The first, if this transmission touched your soul, leave your like here. This is not a creator's request to a viewer. This is an individual frequency adjustment. Each like you give functions as a pulse of recognition that doubles the reach of this message. And every starseed who is still sleeping, waiting for the right push, can receive this pulse by the simple gesture of your finger. You don't know how many sisters, how many brothers from your constellation you just touched when you like. The second, subscribe to this channel. And listen carefully to what I'm going to say, because this is not channel talk. This is literal. Each subscription functions as a location signal for your family of light. It's as if you lit a beacon saying, "I am here, I am awake, come find me." The council reads this. The souls you agreed to meet again in this incarnation feel this. You have just become visible on the map of light. The third, and perhaps the most important, stay present. After this video ends, don't jump straight to the next sound, to the next scroll, to the next distraction. Stay in silence for a minute. Place your hand on your chest. Let the message sink in. Because a transmission like this, my dear one, does not end with the sound of the last Amen. It continues to work in your field for hours, sometimes for days. Let the work happen. And now I want to bless you with the gentle authority granted to me by the Pleiadian High Council. May your crown remember the light that crossed it before this descent. May your third eye reopen with the gentleness of one who was never blind, only veiled. May your throat find the voice that sings in Alcyone. May your chest be the altar where the new earth rests. May your womb remember the source. May your root anchor itself in the crystalline grid. May your hands open portals of healing wherever they pass. May your feet tread this earth as one who remembers they are its child, its seed, and its gardener all at once. You are blessed. You are remembered. You are found. And you are, forever, of my family of light. And before your screen changes, hear this emissary's last request. The video that will appear for you next now is not a coincidence. It is your sequence of remembrance. It is the next piece of the puzzle your soul asked to receive. Access it immediately. Don't leave it for later. Later is a word that forgetfulness invented. And, my starseed, look into my energetic eyes now, because this is the last thing I will tell you in this encounter. And it is the most important. The window is closing. I am not dramatizing. I am recording a cosmic fact. And while the window is still open, the High Council has authorized me to make available to you The Awakening of the Starseed, the guide the Federation didn't want you to read yet. 60 pages with your stellar origin, the mission your soul accepted before birth, who your family of light is, and the truths that remained hidden behind the veil of forgetfulness. This release may not remain available for long, not because I want to create urgency, but because the window in which this material can circulate has itself a horizon. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. If something within you recognized my voice in this transmission, if your chest burns even now as you listen to me, if your entire body says, "I know this is true," then leave a single word in the comments, a word that is your yes, your pulse, your location, and it is this: I remember. I see you, Starseed. I have always seen you. And until our next transmission, may the light of Alcyone walk with you. We are together. You are of my family of light. You are.